felt off. The kind of off where shadows lean in directions they shouldn't, and old pipes seem to sigh like they're tired of remembering things. But no, this time it wasn't the apartment. It was the cat. He was supposed to be just a cat. Gray, small, older. My friend said he didn't need much attention. Feed him twice a day, check his water, scratch behind his ears if he asked for it. Simple. Easy. But the first 2 nights, I kept waking up with the feeling of being watched. I'd open my eyes to the faint glow of the street lamp bleeding through the curtains, and there he'd be, sitting at the doorway of the bedroom, perfectly still, ears forward, eyes wide, bright, fixed directly on me. He never meowed, never blinked, just stared. On the 3rd night, I rolled over and found him perched on top of the wardrobe, like a gargoyle placed there centuries ago to guard something, or to mark it. His silhouette didn't even seem cat-shaped, too upright, too deliberate. I laughed it off, because the alternative was letting the fear sink its teeth in. But the little things kept adding up. I'd hear the soft click of a door handle in the hall, then the slow groan of a door swinging open. Soft paws moving carefully, not randomly, but with purpose. Like someone pacing, thinking. The turning point happened the morning of day 3. I was brushing my teeth when the bathroom door behind me opened. Not in a sudden shove, more like someone pushing it with careful intention. The mirror caught it, the edge of the door, then a sliver of shadow, then 2 glowing eyes. He stood there for a second, tail swaying slowly, like a pendulum marking the moment. Then he turned and walked out. But halfway down the hallway, he looked back. A single, sharp glance. Follow. I don't know why I listened. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe fear. Maybe some instinct older than logic telling me not to be alone in the bathroom with that thing staring at me. He led me to my friend's study, a narrow room with a desk full of dust and drawers that looked untouched for months. The cat sat beside the lowest drawer, his tail flicking once across the floor. I knelt down, reaching for the handle, and that's when I felt it. A paw pressed against my wrist. Not scratching, not playful. Firm. Intentional. He held it there for a heartbeat, then moved it aside as if directing me. And he opened the drawer. Inside were old receipts, tangled chargers, a broken watch, and a single photograph. Folded, yellowed at the edges. Forgotten. The cat stared at me as I picked it up. I unfolded it carefully. My friend, 15 years younger, smiled at the camera. Hair shorter, face cleaner, same crooked grin he always had. But my breath caught when I saw what he held in his arms. A gray cat. Small. Adult. Identical. Every detail the same. The pattern on the fur, the shape of the ears, the faint scar above the left eye. The date printed on the bottom corner was from 15 years ago. A chill slid down my spine. Cats don't stay the same for 15 years. They don't freeze in time. I glanced down. The cat was sitting directly in front of me now. Too close. His body rigid, tail wrapped around my ankle in a way that didn't feel like affection. He looked up at me with those ancient, unblinking eyes. Something creaked behind me. I turned slowly, expecting to see a door moving, or maybe a draft pushing something aside. But the room was still. Dead still. When I turned back, the cat rose to his feet and walked to the center of the room. He stopped beside a section of wall where the paint looked newer. The color didn't match exactly. Too clean. Too recent. He tapped the wall with his paw. Once. Twice. Then he sat again, his message unmistakable. I hesitated before touching the paint. It felt cold. Too cold. And then I found the edge, a thin line where plaster didn't quite meet drywall. A hidden seam. My heart pounded as I dug my fingers in and pulled. A panel came loose. Behind it was a narrow space, a cavity. And inside was a smell. Thick, rotting, chemical. Wrong. My hands shook as I reached a little deeper. My fingers brushed fabric. Then something soft. Then, no, I didn't need to pull the rest out. I already knew. My friend hadn't left for a trip. He hadn't been gone for days. He'd been here, in this wall, for weeks. A low sound rumbled behind me. Not a meow. Something deeper. Older. I turned. The cat stood in the doorway, blocking the exit. His pupils were thin slits now, sharp and cold. But his posture, it wasn't animal. It was a warning, a command, a promise. And for the first time I realized he hadn't led me here so I could save my friend. He hadn't even led me here so I could understand. He led me here so I could take his place. Because whatever this creature was, whatever had been living in this apartment for 15 years, it didn't want a caretaker. It wanted a witness, a keeper, someone to stay. The hallway light flickered once, twice, then went out. And in the darkness, I felt the soft brush of a tail curling around my leg. Tight. Claiming. Final.